Okay, so it's that time of the day that we conquer one LeetCode daily question, and today is May 18th. And just like every weekday, just a normal weekday, and we got a medium question. So uh, today's question is number 609. Find duplicate file in system. This is a million questions, but have more downvote than upvote. That made me concerned a little bit. But I think because the record shows that I have submitted this before, so I think I will probably be able to do this. So anyway, let's try it. Let's try it. Let's try to see if we can conquer this median problem. Okay, so again, first, let's read the description first. So, find duplicate file in system. Give a list paths of dictionary directory info, including the directory path and all the file with content in that directory. Return all the duplicate file in the file system in terms of their path. Huh? You may return the answer in any order, okay? So it could be a set, right? A group of duplicate file consists of at least two files that have the same content. A single directory into string in the input list has the following format. So, okay, so this is a string manipulation, I think. I'm not good at string. So you probably will have a root and directory 1, directory 2, and slash dot 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 slash dm file.txt, file2.txt. Okay, so those are all the files in this directory, I think. Okay, and it means there are n files with content. Okay, okay, respectively in the directory, this directory. Okay. Note that n will at least 1, m will at least 0. M is 0. What? If m equals to 0, it means that the directory is just, okay, okay. So you will have from D1 to DM. And if M is empty, which means those files are in the root folder. But for N, which is the number of files, the N will always at least 1. So it will always larger or equal than 1. Okay, so the output is a list of groups of duplicate file paths. It's hard to read. For each group, it contains all the file paths of the files that have the same content. A file path is a string that has the following format. Oh my god. Okay, okay. Let's read the example first, okay? So we have an input. This is an array, right? Yes, this is a string array. So you basically are given a lot of strings, right? So this is the folder. This is the list of the file, and those are their content. And you basically finding all the files that have the same content, right? I don't know. Oh, okay, you group the same content together, but you put their full path. So you are returning a list of string. So this is a list of string which have all the files full path with the same comment. Oh my god. Okay, now I understand, but I am really not good at string manipulation though. Oh, constraint path length will be between will less than 2 to times 10 to the 4 to 20,000. Okay. The each path length. Oh, okay. So the array length is this. So we will have less than 20,000 strings. And each string will be less than this length. And then the sum of path I dot length will be smaller than this. I guess it's just for you to calc the time complexity, I think. Path I consists of English letter digit slashes dot what's that, parentheses and space. You may assume no file or directory share the same name in the same directory. Okay, so you don't need to worry the name. You may assume each given directory info represent a unique directory, a single blank space separated by directory. Okay, so which means you can always expect the format of the string is correct. You don't need to worry about any other errors in the like two space separating us the file and the folder. Follow up. I don't want to do follow up. Imagine you are given a real life system. Will you search files? BFS. If the file content is very large, GB value, how will you modify your solution? If you can read the file 1K each time, how will you modify your solution? What is the time complexity of your modified system? What is the most time consuming? How to make sure the duplicate files you find are not false positive? Okay, so those are interesting follow-up questions. So I guess the most important part is probably in the follow-up, but unfortunately, I'm not going to do the follow-up because I don't really know the correct answer. So for the follow-up, I will probably look for the solution later and then also the discussion because I myself, I'm not sure about this follow-up yet. I'm not even sure if I can do this yet. So how are we going to do this? So first, I will split the string by space, and the first string will be the folder, and then we later split the string by this, and then the content will be after the split, the second one, remove the last character. And then I have a map. I have a global map, which means I have a map for every file in every directory so that I can compare, right? And then I will have a map of the content to a list of the folder and file. And then later, I just traverse through the entire map, get their value, put in the list, and return them. Okay, this is what I'm planning to do. So let's try to do this. So first, I need a map, right? String. String to what? To a list of string. Okay, to a list of strings. Let's call it map. I'm a simple person. And let's do a hash map. Okay, so other than that, what do we need? I probably for now don't need anything else. So let's go through the path. Okay, so each path is a string content with the folder, and okay, so now I don't need the indicator or index. I don't need an index, so I will just traverse through the, so for each string, and I'm lazy, let's call it path. Oh, not too lazy, okay? Path, in path this. And for each path, let's split it. So a string, uh, let's just call it SS because it's a lot of strings. Is path the split by a space, and okay, let's follow the format. And after I split it, let me call the string, oh, folder equals to SS0, right? Or I probably don't need to do that, but after naming it, it's easier for me to code. So I guess it's okay. And what are we going to do? What do we have? So then we will have from 2 to the end, we have the file and the content. So we need another for loop, and we also don't need to, we need another for loop. Now I need the index. I equals to 1 because the 0 is our path, our root, our folder anyways. And then I less or equal, I less than ss.length, I plus plus, and now we are inside each of this. Shall we split again? So the string ss2, bad name, but anyway, it's just a temp thing. ss2 is ss the split by what? Let's see, we need to split by the open paren. Okay, so after split, I will have the file name. Although I don't need it, but I think it's easier for me to code. So file name will be ss2.0. And the content will be the ss 1, the sub string from 0 to ss2 1 dot length -1. So now that we have content, we have file, then we put this into a map, right? So we have the map dot put a string, which is, so let's put the content as a key. I mean, not put. So if map dot contents key content not, then map dot put content and a new array list of string, right? And then what I'm going to do is I will map dot get content and dot add this, add what? Add the folder plus slash plus file name, and that's it. And then after that, I will have so we only return the duplicate, right? So if there's no duplicate, we are not going to return it, right? So let's see if we have anything in the example that is not duplicate. We don't. Then how do I know? I mean, how do I know? All the duplicate files in the file system in terms of their path. So which means that if it only has one, then we don't need to return, right? That's what I think. So anyways, let's see if it's correct. So after the for loop, what are we going to do? We are going to return a list of a string. So let's do a list of string res equals to new array list. Okay. So for what? Each what's the key string? So my cat is blocking my string again. So for each string key, run the map the key set. Is that the correct call? Key set. And list of string of cur equals to map the get the key, and if list if cur the size is larger than 1, then let's rest the add cur, and let's return the rest. I'm guessing this is illegal star of expression, line 3. Map string map. Huh? Typo. Oh, why I always have typo or missing something? Line 12. Okay, put. Oh, why I shouldn't talk while coding, I guess. That's probably my problem. Cannot find symbol. What? Line 8. SS is what? Now, so SS is the path split, and then so folder is this. So SS, do I have more missing things? God. 13. Typo. Oh my God. 17 is. Should I replace my keyboard? 12. Mapped output. Sting. Oh, shoot. Split. Oh, what am I split? Yeah, but at least tell me the line. Unclosed group near. Is this not? We need to escape. Really? Finish, but is this correct? Okay. Looks like it's correct. And I am lazy to copy. No, it's okay. There's only one more test case. Okay, it's so hard to see if my answer is correct though. So 2 and 4 is a group, 1 and 3 is a group. So now my question is, do we need to return the one that, oh my God, sorry. I touched my mic. Okay. That's when you use a cheap. Nah, let's forget about it. So now I want to test. Do we return the list that only have one? So just randomly type something. And nope. So I guess our logic is probably correct. So do we submit? I think there's no edge cases, right? Before we read the follow-up, do we have edge case? Path length is at least 1, so we can ignore path length is null, right? And then for each of them, it's 1, so I can ignore the empty string too. And then sum of the entire length is just to guarantee my time complexity. So I don't think there's anything that I need to concern. I mean, any other edge cases. What if they are too long? I think we can handle that too, unless the split complexity is too high. Otherwise, I don't see anything. I only do a substring, but I think that's okay too. So even though the string is too long, I don't think it's affecting my time complexity. Why? The way that I deal with string. But I already said that I'm not good with string manipulating. I think we are good. Let me submit it. Yay. Okay. So now I think the reason why people downvoted it's probably because I actually don't know. I think this is a simple practice of a hash map, and that's it. And you probably need to do a lot of split to know the string. Otherwise, I don't see why this got downvoted. Maybe people feel like it's too easy and it's a waste of their time. But I think the most important thing is in the follow-up. So let's try to answer those questions and later to see if we can find the answer in the discussion, because I actually don't know the answer. Okay. So the first question, follow-up question is, imagine you are given a real file system. How will you search the file? DFS or BFS? I don't know. It depends on how big. I mean, if I know the file system, I am probably going to do a BFS. No, DFS, D depth FS. And the reason why is that what if I have like 10,000 folder in level 1 and then each of them have 10,000, and I will start wasting too many memories, right? So I probably cannot handle level 3. So in that case, I think breadth first search, the cost is too high maybe, but that's just my opinion. So for me, I will do a DFS. And then the second question, if the file content is very large, how will you modify your solution? Because the file content, I use it as a key. I put it in the map, right? So how would I modify my solution? I will probably do a hash to hash the string into maybe a number. And then, so what if there's collision though? Well, I don't know, just regular hash function collision condition, right? So if we have a collision, we just go through the list, right? Otherwise, if the content is very large, can I hash it? Can I? Or maybe apply any like zipping file algorithm, right? Because I think I'm not sure about those algorithms, but I think those algorithms deal very good with text, just text, right? And our string is a text, so maybe I can apply any zip file algorithm on this. I don't know, but I'm not familiar with any of them. But that's how I will answer the question. Oh, I hope there will be somebody like Lee215 to answer those questions in the discussion. Okay, let's check the third one. If you can only read the file by 1 KB each time, how will you modify your solution? Read the file. I am thinking that probably means that the content is very big and then you cannot read the entire content at once. You have to read 1 KB at once, right? Because your memory is just that big. How will you modify your solution? My solution, how would I modify it? Because I just get the entire content in where? In here. And how would I modify it? I don't know. Because for me, the reason why we need content is only to make sure if it's duplicate or not, right? So if I can only read 1 KB per each time for our key, can we make it a list or something and it's 1 KB per list? So when I'm trying to find the duplicate, if like the first 3 KB is already different, then I don't need to keep searching, right? So I only need to read 1 KB and then search through the map to see if that 1 KB map to anything. And then if yes, then go to the second level and then map again. Yeah. But that's my answer. I don't know if that's doable. Okay, what is the time complexity of your modified solution for this one? Okay, what is the most time consuming part and memory consuming part of it? How to optimize? Oh my god, these follow-up questions are quite hard. So I know my previous solution is pretty bad, right? So what's the time complexity? The time complexity will depend on the how big is the content. And because I only have 1 KB each time, and and then how big is my map? So I have to traverse the entire map again to find that first KB. If I find, for example, 5 of them, the second time I only need to traverse the second one, right? So what's the time complexity? The time complexity is probably limited by the file content divided by 1 KB, and then times the distinct file, I guess. And what's the most time consuming part and memory consuming part? I think the most time consuming part is that the traverse, right? Because I only read 1 KB. I want to compare all the first 1 KB with this. And then what if everybody's first 1 KB are the same? I mean, because in some file system, maybe the star string is always like something. For example, if you are traversing the HTML file, then all of their header is the same, right? The file header is the same. So, and I would need to traverse through the entire file system and just to know that every header is the same. And then I need to put all of the key into the memory so that I can search the second level. I don't know. That's my answer. But now I probably already failed the interview. What? How to make sure the duplicated file you find are not false positive? Why you have a false positive? Okay, if we are talking about the entire thing, for example, I just said that if my content is really big, I probably can hash it into a number, right? So false positive means that my hash function is designed pretty badly that I have so many collision, so I return something that is not really duplicate, because actually their key are different, but because I hash the key again, so I got duplicate, right? So I got false positive. So that's all of my answer, I guess. And now I can't wait to see the solution. Brute force, we probably won't try brute force in an interview. So yeah, but it's probably worth us to look at the time complexity of the brute force. But our solution and most popular or most common solution is always use a map, right? And then it's as short as ours, and it's n times k, and the string average length x is parsed. Okay, n times k map size. Okay. Oh, somebody finally answered this. Thank God. Okay, explore neighbors first. That means the file which are located close to each other are also access each other. This is great for space locality, and that's why BFS. Oh, really? BFS is easier to prioritize. BFS will require a lock on the root. No. Oh my God. Yeah, that's true. Oh, I got the first answer wrong. I already got kicked out of the interview. Okay, the second one, very large file and false positive. Very large file, we can compare the size. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I should compare the size first. And then, yeah, I got the second probably right. We can hash them, but I don't know about the hash algorithm. So just memorize those names, and then I will probably be able to throw those names inside the interview and let people think that I know it. Okay, so compare byte by byte to avoid false positive due to collision. Yeah, so after you have a collision, you actually need to compare them. Okay, have you used IDE in remote development mode? For example, C Lion, client has some options on how to compare local files with remote files and then decide to synchronize complexity. Runtime worst case is this, and to the two, well, L is the size of the maximum byte that need to be compared. Yeah, okay. Space worst case, all files are hashed. Yes. And insert into the hash map. Yes. Okay, understood. Okay, so there are so many downvotes. It's probably because they think the description is too long, but the question is too easy. Okay, so I guess that's that. Oh, somebody else follow up. So still, which one is better? In general, BFS will use more memory. However, BFS can take advantage of the locality of the file inside, so therefore it will be probably faster. Okay, this is something that I want to learn. My answer was DFS because I think BFS use more memory, but I don't know about the locality. I didn't know about, so I guess I need to understand more about file systems. And then what if it's really large? And then what they do, hash. Compare size first, then hash. And what if you can only read? It won't change the solution. We can hash for, yeah, we can hash by 1 KB chunk, right? And compare 1 KB by 1 KB. So I guess that's the same. What's the time complexity? They got the same time complexity. And then how to make sure false positive. Yeah, then after hash, if there's a collision, then you compare them byte to byte. Okay. So I guess it's the valuable part is probably in the follow-up question. So I guess this is just a warm-up for us to then think about the follow-up question. So I do think that I learned something valuable in today's questions because of the follow-up, right? And then the coding part is just a regular practice of the hash map. So, and also string manipulation. Like I forgot that split take regular expression or something. Okay, so I guess that's it. We finally finished today's daily question. It's quite easy, but the follow-up question is quite important. Hope you learned something too. I did learn something. Hope you did too. So, okay, that's it. That's today's daily question. So I will probably see you again tomorrow about the same time, and hope we will have I hope we will have again another medium question, because if it's an easy question, then our stream will probably only be 10 minutes long. Well, I hope, because I'm not like other streamer. I hope my stream can be short. That means I can solve the question short, quick enough. So yeah. So anyway, thank you for watching for today's daily question. I will be seeing you tomorrow around the same time for another LeetCode daily question. Thank you. Bye-bye.